The research ship drifted through empty space. Its silver hull sparkled with ice crystals. Inside, alarms screamed through every corridor. Red lights flashed on the bridge as smoke poured from broken panels. Captain Crickstall grabbed the command chair with 3 of his tentacles. His purple skin had turned pale gray. The ship shook again as another system failed. "Report," he called to his crew. His voice carried above the noise. "Main power is down to 12%, said Kixmar from the science station. The small Quellian's feathers stood straight up in fear. Life support failing on decks 4 through 7. The ship lurched hard to the right. Crickstall heard metal screaming somewhere deep in the hull. They had hit something. Maybe space debris. Maybe a small asteroid. It didn't matter now. "Send the distress signal," Crickstall ordered. "All frequencies." "But Captain," said Televar, the navigation officer, "the Galactic Accords say we should only." "Send it now." Crickstall cut him off. "We'll die without help." Televar pressed buttons on his console. A blue light turned on. The emergency beacon began its call across space. The Starweaver carried 43 souls. Scientists, mostly. They were studying black holes at the edge of known space. None of them were soldiers. The Tellarites on board were philosophers. The Vorthans were artists recording the beauty of dying stars. They came in peace to learn. Now they might die here. Alone. Far from home. Thousands of light years away, Earth spun quietly in space. In Montana, deep underground, Lieutenant Amy Clark sat at her station. She watched screens full of data. Numbers and patterns flowed past. She took a sip of coffee. It was her 3rd cup tonight. A soft beep caught her attention. Then another. Amy sat up straight. She had never heard that sound before. "Commander Baker," she called. "You need to see this." John Baker walked over. He was a big man with gray hair and kind eyes. He had run this station for 10 years. "What is it, Lieutenant?" Amy pointed at her screen. "Unknown signal, sir. It's not from Earth." Baker leaned forward. His eyes went wide. "That's a distress beacon." "Yes, sir. Coming from Sector 779. Deep space." Baker grabbed the phone on Amy's desk. His hands moved fast. "Get me Space Defense Command. Priority 1. On the Starweaver, more systems failed. The air grew thin. Some crew members had already passed out. Crickstall ordered everyone to the center decks. They still had air there. For now. Any response?" he asked Televar. "Nothing, Captain. The signal is going out, but..." They all knew. Space was vast. Empty. The chance of anyone hearing them was small. In Earth orbit, Admiral Susan White stood on the bridge of the U.S. Washington. She was reading the report from Montana. Her face showed no emotion, but her mind raced. First contact. After centuries of wondering, humanity had finally heard from the stars. And they were calling for help. "Admiral," said her aide, "your orders." White turned to face her bridge crew. Good men and women. The best Earth had. "Signal the fleet," she said. "All ships. Immediate departure. Full combat readiness." "Mom." The aide looked confused. "It's just a distress call. Shouldn't we send a science vessel?" White shook her head. "We don't know what's out there. Could be a trap. Could be hostile forces. We go in strong." "How many ships?" "Admiral." "All of them. The entire Second Fleet." On the Starweaver, time ran out. The temperature dropped. Ice formed on the walls. Crickstall held his crew close. They sang songs from their homeworlds. They shared what warmth remained. The distress beacon kept calling. Its signal raced through the dark, across the void, toward Earth, toward the Deathworlders. Captain Crickstall floated near the emergency air tanks. His crew huddled around him. The emergency lights cast strange shadows on the walls. Everyone breathed slowly, saving oxygen. "How long until help arrives?" asked Vexma, the youngest scientist. Her blue scales had lost their shine. "The beacon is strong," Crystal said. "Someone will hear it." Telvar coughed. "Captain, we should discuss the accords. When help comes, it will be a medical transport," said Kix March. "Maybe 2 small ships. The Galactic Accords are clear. Rescue missions must be minimal." Everyone nodded. This was how things worked in civilized space. You helped others, but carefully. Too many ships meant aggression. The galaxy had learned this through centuries of war. "The Vorthans sent 3 ships once," said Televar. "For that mining disaster. The Council investigated them for months. 3 ships for 800 souls." Crystal said, "We are 43. 1 medical vessel will come." They all agreed. The galaxy was peaceful now because everyone followed the rules. Small gestures, careful movements. No one wanted to scare their neighbors. Far from the dying ship, Earth moved fast. Admiral White stood in the war room. Screens covered every wall. Officers ran between stations. The air buzzed with energy. "Fleet status," White called out. Captain Daniel Lopes appeared on the main screen. Behind him, the bridge of the U.S. Titan hummed with activity. "Titan ready, Admiral. All weapons hot." More faces appeared. Ship captains from across Earth's Space Force. The U.S. Phoenix, the U.S. Warrior, the U.S. Hammer. 12 capital ships in total, each one built for war. "Remember," White said, "we don't know what's out there. Could be pirates using a fake distress call. Could be an ambush." The captains nodded. They had trained for this. Earth had learned hard lessons. In space, you came prepared or you came home in boxes. Major Lisa Johnson checked her weapons on the Titan. Around her, 200 Marines did the same. They wore the newest armor, powered suits that could punch through steel. Each Marine carried enough firepower to level a building. "Listen up," Johnson said. "We're going into unknown territory. Possible first contact. Possible hostile situation. Rules of engagement, Major?" asked Sergeant Paul Martin. "Protect the fleet. Protect the civilians. Everything else is secondary." The Marines liked that. Clear orders. Simple mission. This was what they trained for. In engineering, Chief Emma Brown ran system checks. The Titan's engines could push the ship to speeds that would kill most species. Humans had evolved on a world that tried to kill them daily. They built their ships the same way. "Reactor output?" Brown asked. 110%, said her assistant. "We can push to 130 if needed." "Good. Check the weapons again." On Earth, the news spread through military channels. Humanity had waited so long for this moment. First contact. A chance to meet others among the stars. But Earth's history was written in blood. They would not go gentle into that dark night. Colonel Ryan Pierce studied the rescue plans. His team would board the alien vessel. Standard procedure assumed hostiles until proven otherwise. They would go in hard and fast. "Breaching charges?" he asked Kate Williams. "Double load," she said. "We don't know their hull composition." Pierce nodded. They prepared for everything. Toxic atmosphere, high radiation, hostile entities. The squad trained in conditions that would kill most Earth creatures. Aliens didn't scare them. Back on the Starweaver, ice covered everything now. The crew sang old songs. They told stories of home. They prepared for the end. "When I was young," said Crystal, "I dreamed of seeing the stars." "You did it, Captain," said Vexma. "You saw more than most." They smiled. Even facing death, they found peace. They were explorers, scientists. They had lived good lives. The distress beacon kept calling. Its signal raced toward Earth, toward the death world, toward the species that didn't understand the meaning of proportional response. The galaxy was about to learn why humans were different. The Starweaver drifted in silence. Most systems had failed. The crew sat together in the center deck, sharing the last of their air. They spoke in whispers to save oxygen. Then Kixmar's scanner beeped. A weak sound, but everyone heard it. "Captain," he said. His voice shook. "Something is coming." Crickstal pulled himself to the scanner. The screen flickered, old technology struggling to work. But the readings were clear. "Ships," he said. "Multiple contacts." Hope filled the room. Vexma cried happy tears. Telvar hugged his fellow Tellarites. They were saved. "How many?" asked someone. Kixmar checked again. "The scanner must be broken. The readings say 12. 12. Crickstal looked confused. "That can't be right." "Check again." The Quellian ran the scan 3 times. The answer stayed the same. 12 ships, moving fast, moving in formation. "Maybe it's a trade convoy," said Televar. "They heard our signal." But the energy readings were wrong. Trade ships ran clean. These signatures were different. Powerful. Military. Space bent and twisted ahead of the Starweaver. Reality tore open in 12 places. Ships emerged from hyperspace. But these were not rescue vessels. The U.S. Titan appeared first. 2 kilometers of armor and weapons. Gunports lined its hull like teeth. Behind it came more. Destroyers. Cruisers. A carrier that blocked out the stars. On the Starweaver's bridge, silence fell. The crew stared at their screens. Their minds couldn't process what they saw. "Those are warships," whispered Vexma. "All of them," said Televar. "A battle fleet." The human ships moved with precision. They spread out in attack formation. Weapons powered up. Shields raised. Scanner beams swept space for threats. On the Titan, Commander Kevin Murphy watched his tactical display. Contact confirmed. 1 vessel. Damaged. No weapons detected. Captain Lopes nodded. "Standard rescue protocol. Secure the area." "Sir, should we power down weapons? We might scare them." "Negative. We don't know what did this to them. Stay alert." The comm system crackled. They had found the right frequency. Murphy cleared his throat. "Time for first contact." "Unknown vessel. This is the Earth Alliance Navy. We received your distress signal. Prepare for immediate extraction. Do not resist." On the Starweaver, the translator struggled with the words. The aliens heard, "Surrender for violent removal." Crickstal felt his heart stop. All 3 of them. These newcomers had sent a war fleet. For them. Why? "Captain," said Kixmarch, "they're targeting us." "What?" "Multiple lock-ons. They're going to fire." The scanner showed the truth. Every human ship had weapons aimed at the Starweaver. In human doctrine, this was standard. Secure the rescue site. Prepare for threats. But the aliens saw death approaching. "Send a message," Crickstal ordered. "Tell them we're peaceful. Scientists. No weapons." Telvar worked the comm system. His tentacles shook. Channel open. "Earth vessels," Crickstal said. "We are researchers. Peaceful. We mean no harm. Please don't shoot." On the Titan, Murphy heard fear in the alien voice. "Good. Cooperation would make this easier." "Acknowledged," he said. "Remain calm. Boarding teams incoming. We're here to help." The translator mangled his words. The aliens heard, "Attack squads approaching. Resistance is futile." 4 assault shuttles launched from the Titan. They moved like predators. Fast. Aggressive. Each carried 50 Marines in full combat gear. Inside the lead shuttle, Colonel Pierce checked his rifle. The weapon could punch through tank armor. His squad carried explosives, cutting tools, and enough ammunition for a small war. "Remember," he told them, "we don't know their atmosphere. Might be toxic, might be radioactive. Suits stay sealed." On the Starweaver, panic spread. Vexma sobbed. Others prayed to their gods. They had called for help. Instead, death had come. The human fleet surrounded them. Weapons charge, engines roaring. And coming closer, assault shuttles full of armored warriors. The galaxy's most peaceful species were about to meet the galaxy's most dangerous. The assault shuttles hit the Starweaver's hull with metallic thuds. Magnetic clamps locked them in place. Inside the alien ship, the crew heard cutting tools start their work. "They're breaching the hull," Telvar said. His voice barely worked. Captain Crickstall tried to think. They had no weapons, no way to resist. But maybe they could talk. Explain the mistake. "Everyone stay calm," he said. "Don't make sudden movements." The cutting tools shrieked through metal. Then silence. A shake charge exploded. The hull section flew inward, crashing against the far wall. Colonel Pierce came through first. His armor made him look like a giant, 2.5 meters tall, shoulders wider than doorways. The helmet's red eyes glowed in the dark. "Clear," he shouted. More Marines poured in. They moved like machines, rifles up, checking corners. Their boots shook the deck with each step. "Area secure," someone called. "No hostiles." Pierce saw the aliens huddled in the corner. They looked terrified. Good. Scared people didn't fight back. "Medical team, move up," he ordered. The aliens watched the humans spread through their ship. The Marines smashed down doors. They tore panels off walls. They scanned everything with strange devices. Sergeant Kate Williams found the bridge. She kicked the door open. It flew off its hinges. Her squad rushed in, weapons ready. Bridge secure. No resistance. The Marines acted like they expected an attack. They threw smoke grenades into empty rooms. They shouted warnings at broken computers. To them, this was standard procedure. To the aliens, it was invasion. Dr. James Park pushed past the Marines. His medical kit weighed 40 kilos. Enough gear to save lives in a war zone. "Where are the injured?" he asked Pierce. "Over there. The blue ones look bad." Park knelt beside a fallen Quellian. The little alien tried to crawl away. Park grabbed him. Not mean, but firm. "Hold still. I'm here to help." He pulled out a scanner. The device beeped and clicked. Unknown biology. But Park had trained for this. He grabbed a broad-spectrum injector. "This might hurt," he said. The needle went through the alien's feathers. The Quellian screamed. But color returned to his skin. The medicine worked. More Marines secured the engine room. Chief Bob Taylor followed them. He looked at the alien technology and shook his head. "Primitive stuff," he said. "No wonder it broke." He pulled off his gloves and started working. Bare hands on live wires. Sparks flew. The aliens watched in shock. The electricity should have killed him, but Taylor just grunted and kept working. "Got partial power," he announced. "Life support coming back online." On the bridge, Williams studied the controls. Everything was backward to human logic, but she figured it out. She always did. "Nav computer's fried," she reported. "But I can patch it." The Marines continued their sweep. They found the crew quarters. Personal items went flying as they searched. Family pictures. Religious symbols. The Marines saw potential weapons everywhere. "Clear," came the calls. "Clear, clear." Pierce found Captain Crickstall. The alien leader stood tall, trying to show courage. Pierce towered over him. "You in charge?" Pierce asked. The translator said, "You will submit to authority." "I am Captain Crickstall. We are peaceful. Please." "Good. We're getting you out. Can you walk?" "We don't want trouble. We only." Pierce didn't have time for talk. He grabbed Crickstall's arm. Not rough, but firm. Like moving a child. "Shuttles this way. Move." Around them, Marines carried injured aliens. The humans lifted them like they weighed nothing. Alien crew members found themselves thrown over shoulders, carried like sacks. "Please," Vexma cried. "We're scientists. We're peaceful." Nobody listened. The evacuation continued. Efficient. Fast. Brutal in its kindness. The aliens had expected gentle medical staff, soft voices, careful movements. Instead, they got Earth's finest warriors, soldiers who handled crisis like clockwork. The rescue was going perfectly, if you were human. The evacuation moved like a military drill. Marines carried aliens to the shuttles. Some crew members walked. Others got thrown over human shoulders. The humans didn't ask. They just moved bodies. Lieutenant Sam Davis supervised the shuttle loading. He checked his list. 37 accounted for. 6 more to go. Behind him, Chief Maria Rodriguez carried 2 Tellarites, 1 under each arm. They kicked and squirmed. She didn't notice. "Hey, Davis," she called. "These guys are light, like carrying pillows." The Tellarites heard the translation. "These creatures are worthless, like garbage." They stopped fighting. Terror took over. What did these monsters want? Inside the shuttle, aliens pressed against the walls. The seats were huge, built for human bodies. The smaller aliens got swallowed by the cushions. A Vorthan child cried. Its mother tried to comfort it. A Marine reached over and patted the child's head, gentle as he could. His armored hand covered the whole skull. "It's okay, little guy," the Marine said. The translator said, "Silence, tiny creature." The child cried harder. Dr. Park worked nonstop. He moved between patients. His scanner beeped constantly. Unknown species, unknown problems. He used his best guess. "This one needs oxygen," he said. "Their atmosphere is different. Warned Kicksmarch, you can't." Park slapped an oxygen mask on the patient. Earth standard mix. The alien gasped, but didn't die. Human medicine was rough but worked. Outside, Bob Taylor fixed more systems. The Starweaver's engines tried to start. Smoke poured out. Taylor stuck his head inside the engine core. Temperature readings showed 300 degrees. "Just needs adjustment," he said. He reached in, bare hands again. Metal that would melt alien flesh. Taylor grabbed components and twisted. The engine coughed to life. "There we go," he said. "Good as new." Telvar watched from the shuttle door. His mind couldn't process it. The human worked inside a fusion core, without protection, smiling. "Impossible," he whispered. Commander Murphy's voice came over comms. "How's the evacuation?" "Almost done," Pierce reported. "Ships secured. No threats found." "Good. Prep for Tau. We're taking her back to Earth." Earth. The word sent chills through every alien who understood. The Death World. The place these monsters called home. Rodriguez made another trip. This time, she carried 3 aliens, stacked like lumber. She hummed an old Earth song. "Happy to help." "You guys don't eat much, do you?" she said, light as feathers. The aliens heard, "You are weak prey." The shuttles filled up. Marines did final sweeps. They checked every corner twice. Standard procedure. Leave no one behind. Davis counted again. 43 souls, all accounted for. "Load up," Pierce ordered. "We're moving out." The Marines filed into shuttles. Their job was done. Another successful rescue. They'd drink beers later and tell stories. The shuttle doors closed. Engines roared. The small ships lifted off the Starweaver's hull. They flew toward the Titan's open hangar. Inside, aliens pressed together. They watched Earth's warships through small windows. So many weapons, so much armor, built for killing. "What do they want with us?" Vexma asked. "I don't know," said Krickstall. "But we're alive. That's something." The hangar was enormous. Hundreds of fighters lined the walls, war machines waiting for action. The shuttles landed between them. Bay doors opened. More Marines waited outside. Fresh troops, ready for anything. They formed lines. Rifles ready. "Move them to medical," someone ordered. The evacuation continued. Aliens found themselves herded like animals. Down corridors. Through blast doors. Everything was metal and weapons. They passed a gym. Humans lifted weights that would crush most species. They passed a mess hall. Humans ate food that looked like military rations. Everything about the ship screamed war. The aliens had called for help. They got Earth's finest killers instead. The rescue was complete. Now came the real fear. What happened next? The galaxy was learning what humans called compassion. It looked terrifying. The news reached the Galactic Council in waves. First came disbelief, then confusion. Finally, growing alarm. Ambassador Zefnix floated in the council chamber. His transparent body pulsed with nervous colors. Other members gathered around the main screen. "Play it again," said Counselor Veltak. His 4 eyes blinked in sequence. The footage started. Security feeds from border stations. Long-range scanners. They all showed the same thing. Earth ships, lots of them, moving fast toward a simple distress call. 12 capital ships, said the Draconi representative, for 1 damaged vessel. The humans must have misunderstood, said another. Nobody sends a war fleet for a rescue. But the evidence was clear. The humans had done exactly that. They deployed enough firepower to conquer a star system, to save 43 scientists. Ambassador Patricia Green entered the chamber. She was Earth's voice here. Calm, professional. She wore a simple black suit. No weapons, no armor. But everyone watched her carefully now. Ambassador Green, Zefnix said, "We need explanations." "About what?" Green asked. "Your people's response to the Starweaver incident." Green pulled up her own datapad. She read the reports, nodded once. "Clean rescue. No casualties. Well done." "Well done." Veltak's voice rose. "You sent an invasion fleet." "We sent a rescue fleet," Green corrected. "Standard response." "Standard." Several voices spoke at once. "How is 12 warships standard?" Green looked confused, like they were asking why water was wet. "You don't secure the area first. Check for threats. Bring medical support." 1 medical ship, Zefnix said. "Maybe 2, not a battle group." And if pirates had attacked? If the distress call was fake? If hostile forces were waiting? Green shook her head. That's how people die. The council exchanged looks. They began to understand. Humans didn't see proportional response like others did. They went all in. Every time. "Your species," said the Quellian member. "You prepare for war with every action." "We prepare for possibilities," Green said. "Space is dangerous. We learned that early." Videos played on side screens. The boarding operation. Marines storming through the Starweaver. Weapons drawn. Armor gleaming. It looked like an invasion. "Your soldiers terrify them," someone said. "My Marines saved them." Green shot back. In record time, 0 casualties. They thought they were being conquered. Then they thought wrong. Green's voice hardened. "We answered their call. We risked human lives to help strangers. Don't paint us as villains." More footage played. Chief Taylor working in the engine. Bare hands in killing heat. Dr. Park treating aliens with combat medicine. Rodriguez carrying multiple beings like toys. "Your people," Zefnix said slowly. "They don't follow normal limits. Earth has high gravity, harsh weather, predators, disease." Green shrugged. "We adapted. What kills others is normal for us." The council members whispered. They were recalculating humanity. These weren't just another species. These were survivors of a world that tried to murder them daily. "The Galactic Accords," Veltak said. "They limit rescue operations." "They limit your operations," Green said. "Earth didn't sign those accords. We have our own rules." "Which are?" "Someone calls for help. We answer. Full force. No half measures. That's excessive. That's human." The debate continued. Some members wanted new rules. Others feared injuring Earth. The warrior races stayed quiet. They recognized dangerous predators when they saw them. What if, Zefnik said carefully, we specify non-military assistance in future? Green considered this. Define non-military. No weapons, no armor, no warships. So no protection, no security, no way to defend the rescue team. Green laughed. Good luck finding human volunteers. The message was clear. Humans didn't do anything halfway. They came prepared or not at all. Perhaps, said Veltak, we need new protocols. For Earth specifically. The Council agreed. The galaxy had to adapt. The humans were here now. They played by different rules. Scary rules, but effective ones. The recordings kept playing. A rescue that looked like war. Kindness that appeared as aggression. The galaxy was learning about humans. The lesson was terrifying. The news of the human rescue spread across the galaxy like wildfire. Each species processed the information differently. On Drax Prime, the Warrior Council met in their stone hall. General Korvash watched the footage for the 10th time. His scaled hands gripped the table. 12 warships, he said. For civilians. Not their civilians, added his second. Strangers. Aliens they'd never met. The Drax were the galaxy's strongest warriors, or so they thought. They sent 3 ships to conquer planets. Humans sent 12 to save scientists. What is their homeworld like? Asked a younger warrior. Korvash pulled up Earth data. Gravity that would crush us. Storms that tear down mountains. Creatures that hunt in packs. They drink poison for fun. Poison. They call it alcohol. It kills most species. Humans drink it at parties. The room fell silent. The Drax understood strength. They respected it. But this was different. Humans were casually powerful. They didn't try to be scary. They just were. In the merchant guilds, traders ran new calculations. The Vorthan Trade Alliance held emergency meetings. Their best minds worked the numbers. If humans deploy this much for a rescue, said Director Plix, what would they send for trade protection? Their cargo ships must be fortresses, someone said. Their trade routes would be untouchable. They were right. Pirates avoided human shipping lanes already. Now they knew why. Attack a human vessel and face apocalypse. We should hire human escorts, Plix decided. Worth any price. Captain Crickstal gave testimony to the Science Collective. He stood before 1,000 researchers. His story was broadcast across the galaxy. They were terrifying, he said, but also kind. They shared their food, fixed our ship, gave medical care. Did they threaten you? Asked the panel. No. They seemed confused when we were scared, like they didn't understand our fear. They thought their response was normal. To them, it was. They kept saying standard procedure and routine rescue. They meant it. The footage showed human soldiers giving candy to alien children. The same hands that could bend steel offered gentle comfort. The contradiction broke people's minds. They're protectors, Crickstal said finally. Terrifying protectors, but protectors nonetheless. The criminal underworld took special notice. The Black Dawn Syndicate held crisis meetings. Their leader, Vextor, studied human psychology reports. Avoid human targets, he ordered. All of them. Cargo, passengers, doesn't matter. But boss, human ships carry valuable. You want 12 warships hunting us. You want Earth's military knocking on our door. Vextor shook his head. Find other prey. On peaceful worlds, governments started debates. Should they ally with humans? Ask for protection. The humans seemed willing to help anyone. But at what cost? Asked the Tellurian Prime Minister. They might protect us, but could we handle their presence? Videos circulated. Human children playing sports that would kill most aliens. Human entertainment showing explosions as comedy. Human food containing enough capsaicin to weaponize. They're not evil, the minister decided. They're just, intense, about everything. Religious leaders struggled with the implications. The Church of Cosmic Harmony taught proportional response, measured action. The humans broke every rule. Yet they saved lives, said High Priest Zarthan, without asking for payment, without demanding loyalty. Kindness through strength, another suggested, perhaps a new doctrine. The old ways were changing. The galaxy had met true Deathworlders, not conquerors, not destroyers, something scarier. Protectors who didn't know their own strength. Military academies updated their textbooks. Trade schools added new courses. Diplomatic Corps rewrote protocols. All because 43 scientists called for help and Earth answered with overwhelming force. The galaxy was safer now. Pirates thought twice. Bullies reconsidered. Everyone knew the new rule. Don't make humans angry. But more importantly, don't make humans worried about you. Because their help looked exactly like their warfare. Total. Overwhelming. Terrifying. The galaxy would never be the same. The Black Dawn Syndicate made their biggest mistake on a Tuesday. They attacked the cargo ship Montana's Pride. Just 12 humans aboard. Easy target. Or so they thought. Captain Jake Miller sent the distress call while pirates breached his hull. Standard emergency beacon. Nothing special. But it reached Earth. Admiral White read the report. Our people are under attack. Orders. Asked her aide. Send the Third Fleet. The entire Third Fleet. For one cargo ship. White's face turned cold. Did I stutter? 50 warships jumped to hyperspace. The largest human fleet ever assembled. Carriers. Battleships. Destroyers. All racing toward 12 civilians. The pirate fortress hung in deep space. The converted asteroid. 20 kilometers wide. Shields that could stop naval bombardment. Weapons to match. The Black Dawn's ultimate base. Vextor laughed as the Montana's Pride docked. Humans aren't so tough alone. His crew dragged the humans to cells. Captain Miller stayed calm. His crew followed his lead. They knew the truth. Help was coming. You made a mistake, Miller told Vextor. Did I? Your navy is days away. If they even care about cargo haulers. Miller smiled. Want to bet? Space tore open near the fortress. 50 ships emerged. The Third Fleet in battle formation. Weapons charge. Shields up. Ready for war. Vextor's scanner tech went pale. Boss. That's? I see it. Vextor's voice cracked. How? Why? Admiral White appeared on all frequencies. Pirate Fortress. You have 2 minutes. Release our people. Surrender, or be destroyed. This is insane. Vextor screamed. It's just 12 humans. Cargo haulers. Those are our people. 2 minutes. The fortress had 10,000 pirates. Armed. Dangerous. But they knew the truth. They couldn't win. Not against this. Boss. His crew looked terrified. Release them, Vextor ordered. Now. Run. Too late. White's timer hit 0. Fire, she ordered. The fortress shields lasted 4 seconds. Then came the missiles. The energy beams. The rail gun rounds. 20 kilometers of rock turned to dust in minutes. Some pirates made it to escape pods. The humans let them go. The message was more important than revenge. Touch our people. Face annihilation. Captain Miller and his crew returned safely. They filed standard reports. Just another rescue. Nothing special in their eyes. The footage spread everywhere. Pirates across the galaxy held emergency meetings. New rule. Avoid humans. All humans. Always. The Merchant Guild published new guidelines. Human protection was available. Just ask. The price. Friendship. Trade agreements. Nothing more. Young species started requesting human embassies. If having humans nearby meant this kind of protection, they'd adapt. Learn to handle the intensity. On a small colony world, disaster struck. The settlement's reactor failed. Radiation leaking. Children dying. Their leader sent a desperate message. Please, anyone, help us. Our children. The beacon reached Earth. Another random distress call. From strangers. Aliens they'd never met. 2 hours later, hospital ships arrived. With escorts. With engineers. With everything needed. Because humans answered every call the same way. Overwhelming force. Total commitment. The colony leader met the human admiral. Why? She asked. We're nobody to you. You called for help, the admiral said. Simply, like it explained everything. And to humans, it did. A young alien child played with his emergency beacon. His parent noticed and grabbed it. Don't touch that. Why? The child asked. It calls for help. So, the parent looked up at the stars. Somewhere out there, humans waited, ready to answer, ready to deploy fleets for strangers. The humans will come, the parent said. The child smiled. Good. They protect everyone. The galaxy had learned its lesson. Humans didn't understand proportional response. They came with everything or nothing. Their kindness looked like war. Their protection felt like invasion. But they always came, always helped, always protected. The most dangerous species in the galaxy. The most helpful species in the galaxy. Same species, same response, total commitment. The stars were safer now because the Deathworlders were watching. And they didn't do anything halfway.